What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave, and today we're building an enchantment table and a nether portal. Let's get started. Hey guys, how's it going? So the reason that I picked these two projects to work on together is because both of them require obsidian. And so I am going to head back to the cave that I found in episode 2 and mine up some of that obsidian that I ran across. If you remember, I almost fell into a big pool of lava. Whoa. And ended up using my water bucket to turn all of that into obsidian. So because I know that there's a lot of obsidian down there, I'm going to head back and start mining that up. Now, I briefly touched on this when I was caving in episode 2, but the only tool that can mine obsidian is a diamond pickaxe, or now with the 1.16 update, a netherite pickaxe. If you try to mine obsidian with any other type of pickaxe, it's just going to very, very slowly break the obsidian and you will get nothing from it. So you have to have a diamond pickaxe in order to mine this stuff. So with that, let's talk a little bit about the different types of materials that you can make pickaxes out of and their differences. So you can make a pickaxe out of wood, gold, stone, iron, diamond, and now with the 1.16 update, netherite. Although strictly speaking, you don't craft a netherite pickaxe, you upgrade a diamond pickaxe using netherite. There's a couple of differences between these tools. One is the durability. That's going to be the most noticeable difference, is how long they last. Wooden tools wear out very, very quickly, whereas your diamond and netherite tools are going to last much, much longer. You'll also notice that the better tools are also going to be more efficient, meaning that they mine things faster. So the amount of time that it takes to mine, say, stone with a wooden pickaxe is noticeably longer than the amount of time it takes to mine with a diamond pickaxe. But the most important difference, and the thing that you have to keep in mind, is certain tool types can only mine certain types of resources. Now, all the different types of pickaxe can mine the different types of stone, like granite or diorite or andesite. But when it comes to the different types of ore, you need to keep in mind which ones can be used. So here's a simple diagram that shows all the different types of ore that you can mine with each type of pickaxe. Each level up can mine all the different resources below that, plus the additional ones that are listed. So for example, an iron pickaxe can also mine coal and iron, but in addition to that, it can mine gold and diamond and redstone and so on. So definitely keep that in mind. You don't want to run across diamonds while you have a stone pickaxe and try to mine it up and you just break the diamonds and lose them, because you need an iron pickaxe. Now, how much obsidian do you need? You probably noticed I've been going at this for a while now. A crafting table requires 4 obsidian, and a nether portal, you can make nether portals pretty big or pretty small. The shape is kind of up to you, but the smallest that you can make it is going to be a 2x3 layout like this, meaning that you need at least 10 obsidian blocks to make a nether portal. Now the corners don't count, so you can skip those if you just really don't want to mine up more than you need. But at the bare minimum, you need 10. The reason that I'm mining up so much is because I'm going to use a lot of obsidian in today's build, which I'll show you later. So I'm going to try to get 2 full stacks before I leave this place. Alright, so I'm done mining. I ended up with 2 full stacks of obsidian. Like I said, this is way more than you need to make a nether portal or an enchantment table. But for what I have planned, I wanted lots and lots of obsidian. So that's why I got so much. This is definitely going to be more than I need, but I definitely didn't want to go back and have to get more. So now I need to find a good place to set this up. Now to me, both an enchantment table and a nether portal are kind of mysterious, magical, enchanted things. And so I kind of like to put them in a place that says mystery and enchantment. So just putting it kind of out here in the open doesn't really cut it. building a building for it, like building a structure around it. I guess you can make something sort of sinister, mysterious, but what I like to do is kind of put it underground or inside of a cave or a cavern or something. To me, that it really fits the mood of a nether area, a portal to another dimension. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Now looking around here, we've got a couple of hills that we could dig into. And what I'm really thinking is this one across the river here. Now I already set up a little kind of cave in there. I don't know that we'll go back that far, but I definitely want to dig into this little hill over here, and I want to dig down. So I'm not just going to go straight into it. I'm going to go in and down and create kind of a spiraling staircase down underground into this larger cavern that we're going to dig out. Now to get over there, I don't want to have to swim across the river each time. So I think I'm going to start by building a bridge. I'm going to create a bridge that goes from this side to the other side. But I'm going to have to do something over. I'm going to have to do some terraforming first, because I don't want a bridge that just, goes right into the side of a hill like this. So let me get rid of some of this sugar cane. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to clear out some of this hill face first so that there's room for the other side of the bridge. So let me do that, and I'll get right back to you. Alright, so I've cleared out some of the dirt on the other side. I dug just the beginnings of a little sort of cave entrance to kind of align where I wanted to go into the hill. And I put down some foundations for this bridge. This is just kind of make sure that I had the right spot, that it was going to be where I wanted it to be. I also relocated some of the sugar cane over there. Like I said earlier, this sugar cane is just kind of a temporary location, so I can get some paper early on. Eventually we'll make a more permanent sugar cane farm to put all this stuff. So I think this is a good spot for this bridge. Now the bridge is not really the point of this build today. It's not the focus of the episode, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. I think what I'm going to do is just go across with, you know what, I don't know if that's, I don't think that's going to be tall enough. I think I need to go up one more. Yeah, that's a lot better. I want there to be enough space to get under it with a boat, because it's a bridge. A bridge goes over the water and allows other things to go under it. So it needs to be up off the water a little bit. I think that's going to be a good height. So I'll take this one up and over to the other side, and I'll go clean that up a little bit later. So let's see, how are we going to get over there? So there needs to be stairs on this side, and then I think I'm going to do planks. So let me put some stairs underneath here. I'm going to use kind of the same effect that I did on the roof of the house, and put some upside down stairs underneath the stairs so it looks nice on the underside. And then rather than doing another row of stairs, I'm going to do some slabs like that. So it's kind of like half a step. And then I think I'm just going to do slabs all the way across, because it's not a very big bridge. It doesn't need to be super fancy. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Some stairs and some slabs. Dude. Not cool, creeper. Not cool. Alright, so here's how we're looking so far. Yeah, I think we'll take each of these up one more. And then I'm going to put some fences all along the sides here. I'll go make a couple more fences. So that's pretty good, yeah. It's not bad for a quickly put together bridge. I think one last thing I want to do is I'm going to put some fence posts underneath these just to add a little bit of detail on the bottom. And I'm all out of fences. I can go make some more, but I'm not going to worry about it right now because, again, this isn't the emphasis for the build. So quickly put together bridge. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with it. And this will get us over to the cave entrance that will lead us down to our enchanting room. So what I'm going to do now is dig into the hill a little ways and then start staircasing my way down and clear out kind of a large area underground that's going to hold the Nether Portal and the Enchantment Table. Alright, so I finished digging out the area where I want to build the Enchanting Table and the Nether Portal. So let's start with the Enchantment Table. So this is what you're going to need to actually craft an Enchantment Table. It takes 4 obsidian, 2 diamonds, and a book. Now, like I mentioned, I've already made an enchantment table so I could enchant my pickaxe to go mining up all the obsidian. So I've already got mine here. Now, if you just craft an enchantment table, you can use it to enchant items, but the enchantments are going to be a very low level. So to increase the enchantment level, you want to surround your enchantment table with bookshelves. Every bookshelf that you add is going to add 2 enchantment levels up to a total of 15 bookshelves for a total of 30 enchantment levels. That'll get you the maximum level of enchantments that you can create, but it's also going to require more levels from you in order to enchant those things. I also really suggest having a grindstone near your enchantment table. This is because if you don't get any good choices for enchantments, you can go ahead and enchant something in order to reset the enchantment table to get new enchantments, and then you can use the grindstone to remove the enchantment from the item that you enchanted and try to get something better. In order to enchant items, you're also going to need some lapis lazuli. And so it's always good to just store this in a chest near your enchantment table. That way you don't have to carry it around with you and you don't have to go hunting for it. It's always going to be right there. Alright, so I'm going to come back and kind of clean this room up and decorate it a little bit. But to get started, I'm just going to place my enchantment table right in the middle of the room. And for the bookshelves, you need to have at least one space, you need to have exactly one space between the enchantment table and the bookshelves. So don't put it right next to the enchantment table, put it one space away. So let me go grab an item. And if we try to enchant this axe, you can see there are 3 enchantments available. Now the numbers here on the left, these are always going to be the same, 1, 2, and 3. And that is how much lapis lazuli it's going to cost you. So if I put 1 lapis in there, you can see I can do the first enchantment. If I put a second one, I can do the second enchantment. And with 3 lapis, I can do the third. This is never going to change. Regardless of the enchantment level, these will always cost 1, 2, or 3 lapis. The numbers over here on the right are what level you need to have in order to use or to create this enchantment. So you can see at the bottom of my screen, I'm currently level 39. That's mostly come from mining and breeding cows and slaughtering cows. So I have 39 levels, which means that I definitely have enough levels to do these enchantments. This requires level 1, this requires level 3, and this requires level 3. Now, regardless of what level these require, it's only going to cost you 1, 2, or 3 levels. So let's take a look at that. If I put down some more bookshelves around the enchantment table, you can see now the enchantment levels have increased to level 3, 7, and 10. So I have to be at least level 10 to do Fortune 1, but it's still only going to cost me 3 levels, meaning that I'm going to lose 3 levels to get this enchantment. So you can think of these numbers on the left not only as the lapis cost, but also the level cost, and the numbers on the right are just the level requirement. So if we keep going and put more bookshelves all the way around this thing. Okay, so now I've got all 15 bookshelves around the enchantment table. They don't have to be in a box like this around it. You can stack them, but only 1 level high. So they can't be stacked all the way up to the ceiling and they can't go below. So this will get to the maximum level of enchantments, which in this case for my axe would be Fortune 3. There's other level 30 enchantments that you can get. So right now I have Bane of Arthropods 2, Sharpness 3, and Fortune 3 to choose from for my axe. If I were to get another item, like a shovel, you would see that I would have some different enchantments, Efficiency 4, Efficiency 3, Efficiency 2. But if I go back to my axe, it's the same ones. So if you don't like these enchantments, or if you want different enchantments, you can just go ahead and pick one and then use the grindstone, and that will reset the enchantments on the enchantment table. So I'm going to set up my grindstone over here, and just for demonstration purposes, I will go ahead and enchant this axe with Bane of Arthropods. It's a terrible enchantment, but it's for demonstration. So I now have Bane of Arthropods. You can see I can't enchant this axe again because it already has an enchantment. So to reset that, I come over to the grindstone, and boom, that will remove the enchantment. I also get a little bit of experience back, but you can see I lost 1 level. I was 39, I'm now 38. And so that cost me 1 level to put that enchantment on the axe because it was the level 1 enchantment. Now when I put the axe on there, you can see I have some new enchantments. I have Smite 4, Bane of Arthropods 2, and Bane of Arthropods 1. And that's going to reset it for all of your items. And so if you don't like if you're trying to get a good enchantment for your pickaxe or your sword or something and you don't like the options, you can enchant something else and it will reset the enchantments that you can choose for that item. So that's the enchanting table. Now let's talk about the Nether Portal. So in order to craft a Nether Portal, you're going to need, at the very least, 10 obsidian. You can use more to make a bigger portal, but it has to be at least 2 across on the bottom and 3 across on the top, not counting the corners. And so we'll take all this obsidian. You also need a flint and a steel to light the portal, and you make a flint and steel with a flint and an iron ingot. It's just, that is the recipe. So it's pretty easy to craft. So we'll go ahead and make a Nether Portal. And this isn't going to be the final Nether Portal that I make. I'm just going to make this one for demonstration purposes. Alright, so I'm going to do 1, 2 in the ground. Then we'll do 3 up the wall, 1, 2 across the top, and 3 down the bottom. So that's the basic shape. Again, you can skip the corners. And now if I light this thing, I have a portal to the Nether. Now I'm going to go through this in just a second and see where I end up on the other side. But before we do that, let's talk about what you do and don't want to take to the Nether with you. So some things you do want to take to the Nether with you, I have in this chest over here. So you want to take a good weapon. The Nether is a dangerous place. You're more than likely going to run into some hostile mobs as soon as you come out of the portal. And so you don't want to go in there unprepared. You need a good weapon. I also suggest a good bow and some arrows, because you might end up in like a soul sand valley or a big open area where there are ghasts, and ghasts are kind of hard to fight unless you have a bow and arrow. So in addition to a good sword or axe, you want a good bow and arrow as well. You're also going to want to take a pickaxe. You could end up underground and have to dig your way up to the surface, or you just might be in a spot where you need to kind of mine out to get to a good area. There's also a lot of really good blocks and good resources in the Nether, like quartz and blackstone, so you're going to want to mine those things. You should also take at least a full stack of some sort of building blocks. I suggest cobblestone. You don't want to take wood because wood burns. There's a lot of lava in the Nether. Cobblestone or stone or granite, something like that, for a couple of reasons. You may need to build yourself some bridges to get across some lava. You may need to fill in some lava sources, but also you're going to want to, depending on where you start out, you're probably going to want to build some sort of enclosure around your Nether portal to keep it safe from ghasts. So ghasts can shoot fireballs at you, and if they hit the Nether portal, they can break the portal, making it difficult to get back. They can't break the obsidian, but they can break the actual purpley portal effect. Gold armor. So with the 1.16 Nether update, there's now a lot of piglins in the Nether, and they will be hostile towards you unless you are wearing gold armor. So you want to have at least one piece of gold armor on you. I picked this one up in a chest at the ruined portal that I explored in, I think, episode 2. So I'm just going to bring this one with me. You also want to bring a lot of food, obviously. Definitely bring a backup flint and steel. Again, you might end up in an area with gas and they could break the portal and you'll need to relight it. You might accidentally break your portal. You don't want to end up in the Nether without a flint and steel and a way to reactivate your portal on the other side. So I suggest bringing an extra flint and steel, and bring a chest and just leave that extra flint and steel in the chest next to your Nether portal, and that way you know you always have a backup in the Nether. I also really recommend bringing a map. So this is a Bedrock only feature, but maps do work in the Nether. It'll show you where you are relative to the overworld when in the Nether. And there's 2 reasons why you want to do this. 1, so you can find your way back to your Nether portal if you get lost. But 2, when you come back through to the overworld, you might not end up where you started. I might not end up coming back through this portal. The reason for that is the game's going to link up to the nearest portal in the other dimension within 120 blocks, I think. I forget the actual number. And so when I go through this portal, because there's not already a portal on the other side, the game's going to randomly generate one nearby. If there's no suitable location nearby, it's going to move out to the closest spot where it can generate one, which means that when I come back through, I might be farther away than the 120 blocks that it's looking for to link it back up to this one, which means that it would generate a new portal in the overworld somewhere else. And that could be underground. I have no idea where I might end up. And so having a map on you will help you find your way back to your base if you end up in that situation. And then you might want to bring some torches just to light up the area to keep bad mobs from spawning. There's a lot of mobs that will spawn in the Nether regardless of the light level, but there's some that will only spawn in certain light levels. And again, if you end up coming back through the portal and end up in a cave somewhere, you're going to want to have torches to light it up so you can get out. So those are the things you definitely want to bring with you to the Nether. Let's talk about some things you don't want to bring with you. So you don't want to bring beds. Beds don't work in the Nether. Not only do they not work, if you try to use a bed in the Nether, it's going to explode. And it's a pretty powerful explosion. So don't bring beds. You also don't really want to bring water to the Nether. Again, water isn't going to work either. You can dump out a water bucket and it's just going to immediately disappear. So water is no good in the Nether. Don't bother bringing it. You don't want to have it thinking that you can use it to put yourself out if you get on fire or something and then you waste it. This third one is just my opinion. Because you don't know where you're going to end up the first time you walk through that portal, I would suggest leaving behind any really valuable enchanted items. If you have any good diamond gear or something, just kind of leave it behind that first trip until you kind of know where you're at and you've kind of taken precautions to make sure that it's safe on the other side. So that's my opinion. I'm going to leave this behind and instead take this iron pickaxe with me along with all these other items. Alright, and with that we are ready to go through the Nether portal into the Nether for the first time. So let's see where we end up. Okay, this is not too bad. It's actually kind of... oh boy, my mouse just went out. Come on now. Oh, that's not great. See, that's a good reason why you don't want to bring some valuable items with you, because maybe your mouse dies while you're recording and you end up going into some lava. So I think we're definitely going to want to fill in this lava so that doesn't happen again. All in all, this is not a terrible place to start. It's nice and secure. I definitely want to grab some of this blackstone. I was hoping to decorate some of the area where I built the portal with blackstone. So this is good. And as you can see on my map, my arrow is red. And so that means that I'm in the Nether. I'm not in the overworld right now, but I'm still moving around on the map. And so if I go wandering way off in the Nether, I can use my map to help find my way back. Something else you'll notice about the map is I'm moving very, very quickly across it. Now look how fast I'm going. That's because every block in the Nether is 8 blocks in the overworld. If you look at my coordinates up in the top, right now I'm at 52, 47, -9. I'm going to go back through the portal, and you'll see in the overworld I'm at 389, 49, -43. Now the Y coordinate doesn't really matter, but the X and Z coordinates are 8 times higher than where I was in the Nether. So you can use that to your advantage to get around very, very quickly by building portals in the Nether and then using those to traverse the overworld much more quickly than you could otherwise. Alright, so I'm going to spend some time, I'm not going to do a lot of exploring in the Nether right now. I think that's a really good spot. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to spend some time kind of decorating this room and getting it set up the way that I want. And I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I've finished setting up the enchantment and portal room, and it is time to show off all my hard work. This has really taken a long time to finish all of this. So here's the bridge that we started out with, and I made this nice little arch out of black stone, which I got from the Nether, and there's some granite behind it. I think this makes kind of a nice entryway to this underground cavern. It's also, we've now got space to kind of get over here to the wheat and the cattle that are back there. If we come through here, look at the back. I put some vines on the top. So over time, these will slowly start growing down and will eventually cover this whole entrance. And so it'll create this sort of another element of mystery, you'll have this wall of vines that you can walk through. So we'll go down the stairs. I've lined this whole thing with stone and polished andesite, which makes it look really nice. And here is the finished portal room. I really like how this turned out. If you'll notice, there are no torches, no lanterns in this whole room. All of the light from this room is coming from the portals and from the enchantment table. And that should be enough light to prevent spawns from happening down here. I used a bunch of blackstone to just make it look like this place is kind of, I don't know, infected or something sinister is going on down here. As you can see, I moved some of the bookshelves to create space to get through to the portal back here. And like I said earlier, it's okay to stack them like this. You can still get level 30 enchantments on your items as long as they're only stacked one high. Now, these portals on the side are purely for decoration. I can't go through them, but I can go through this one, and it will take me to the portal in the Nether. Now, because I added a bunch of portals, and oh no! And that is why you want to have an extra flint and steel in the Nether. Somehow a creeper got in here and blew up as I went through. So let me just take care of that really fast. Okay, and we're back. That was not planned. That was just sheer Newbie Dave luck. So what I was trying to say was I did have to move the portal ever so slightly to the left. Where it was before, it was actually linking up to one of the portals behind the walls, and I got trapped. So I had to scooch it over just a little bit so it would link up with the one that I can actually fit through. And now I don't have to worry about getting stuck in the walls when I go back. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, and also please subscribe if you haven't. That way you'll get notified of future episodes. I am really excited about the builds that we accomplished today. Having the enchantment table and the portal is really going to open up a lot of new possibilities for the game. It's going to make things a lot easier, and we're going to go to the Nether in the future and start exploring the Nether a lot more. So that's going to be really exciting. Tune in next time. We are finally going to get off this little peninsula that we've been on for so long and finally get out there and start exploring more of the world. So that's going to be really exciting. And we'll talk about how to go exploring, what you want to bring with you, how to do it safely. So join us next time, and thanks guys. Have a good day.